James here. I've been saying stuff about Ford and all that other stuff. All these car makers and stuff, they always got stinking issues with their cars. They're always breaking down. I mean, years ago, you only had a carburetor and motor. You didn't have all this thinking issue bull crap that you do now. Nowadays, you buy a new car or a used car, in 6 months you got replaced the motor, or you're forking out thousands of dollars to fix something. Man, when you're supposed to make something, that vehicle should last 5 years before anything happens to it. I mean, look at these diesel trucks. Can get 500,000 miles on it before anything needs to be really done to it. Then you got stinking semis getting 1,000,000 miles on the motor before rebuilding it. There's semis out there getting that. Well, my ideas, I put ideas on FordIdea.com. Half of my ideas went through the roof. I know these thinking car makers can sit there and build a engine that's not EcoBoost or electric car. Electric car is not going to make you from here to stinking California in 4 or 5 days. You'll get stinking 100 miles out and have to charge up the battery. Something like that. The only way you're going to get better fuel mileage in a car, SUV, pickup truck, the only way you're going to get mileage is a supercharger or a turbo for power and turn it up. I know they can make a 3-cylinder supercharged or a 3-cylinder turbo like those old Ford Fiestas or whatever you call them, stupid name for a car. I know they got 3 cylinders out there and they put along. You put a turbo on that thing and build up the heads where it can handle more horsepower, you'll get more mileage out of it. I guarantee you they can have an engine out, not these thinking EcoBoost or whatever you call it, or it's thinking electric car or half electric, half gas. You can get a regular 3 to 4 cylinder car, supercharged or turbo, pushing double the horsepower out of it, and add some extra gears to the tranny and be cruising down the highway at 1,000 RPMs on the highway, getting 60 miles plus a mile or per gallon. 60 plus miles plus on 1 gallon. I know they can do it, but the government and the car makers, or actually the oil companies, want you to buy more gas and more diesel so they can make a killing like they are now. I know they can probably make a gas engine hit 75 miles on a gallon without electric car or anything like that. Put some turbo or a supercharger on them. Design with a supercharger bolted to the side of the head, mounted to it, with a tube run into it, and when it spins, it's pushing it right into the head. No tubes going into the head for the thing. It's bolted straight to the head, and you got your air coming through the filter, through the tube, the cooler or air cooler, and then straight to the supercharger or turbo, whatever you call it. They can do that. I don't know why they don't want to do that. Another idea. I said this on FordIdea.com. They can take a small pickup truck, okay, or a small SUV, or a full-size SUV. They can make a 4-cylinder diesel, a V6 diesel, and get, 40 to 60 miles to the gallon. I know they can do it. You got a Volkswagen Jetta, and you got another one getting 50 miles to the gallon plus. They can tweak them things to get 75 miles to the gallon. Another idea for a vehicle. You see a lot of these women trying to drive a full-size dually 4-doors, and they're always ripping the fenders off on the back, or hitting a curb, or trying to go through a drive-through and take off one of the duals. I've seen a couple of incidents, but I can't understand why they stopped making the S10s. They're not building the Rangers. That's stupid. I think if they build a 4-door truck, S10 or a Ranger, it could be a Nissan. It could be a Toyota. 4-door, 4-cylinder diesel, dually. I guarantee you people would buy them just because better on fuel. And getting 50 miles to the gallon out of a diesel pickup. I would buy it if I had the money. I would exactly buy that just for looks. And you got these people dropping, sneaking dualies, make them look like they're low riders. All you're doing is tearing the vehicle up. It looks like shit. I can't stand it. I can't stand stinking those cars that people drive around like Fast and Furious, rice burners, or whatever you call them. I hate them sounds. I can't stand it. My ideas will sell as soon as they do that. If they could build them kind of vehicles, people would buy them, and so they can drive. Especially when somebody needing something to go from here to California and they just want to drive. They don't want to hit the airplanes or anything like that. But they can just drive. All they got to do, there's Ranger pickup trucks going around and reading your electric meters on your house. It'd be perfect for a little 4-cylinder diesel with a 100-gallon tank on the back end of the truck, in the bed, with a lock on it, where they could fill it up and go probably a week without having to fill it up. You got these full-size trucks, 30, 35-gallon tank. I'd rather have a stinking diesel truck. I see you can get them for 05s all the way up to, I think, 09s or something. There's a company that sells 67-gallon tanks that you can put up in there. Why can't the factory put 60-gallon tanks underneath their trucks where you can hold 100 gallons? One tank back there behind the axle, and one up there in front of the axle, where you can hold 100 gallons and drive here down to Florida and all the way back without filling up. When that happens, I'd rather fill up here in Ohio, travel down to Florida, do my business down there, come back up here in Ohio without touching a fuel station. Then you can go from here to California and just about out there, have to refill, get out there to California and come back and run like 2 or 3 tanks. That's how you do it. I hate going to a gas station every time I turn around when it gets 20 miles to the gallon. It sucks. I'd rather put fuel in the truck or a car and run to work every day and sell a couple of errands and never have to touch fuel again until I get paid next time. Not have to fill your car or truck up 2 or 3 times a week. People want to take one tank of fuel and drive it all out in 1 week. That's what I would rather do. Then they can buy their fuel in bulk, and they got it in their vehicle and they put a lock on it. Simple as that. But I know those ideas get out, especially cop cars. Crown Vics was the best cop car out there. I had 5 ideas to make that car better. No, they stopped making it. I don't understand with Ford. They got good vehicles and they have to stop making it. They're making Rangers overseas, but they don't want to bring them here. They got 4-cylinder diesels in a Ranger overseas in Europe, but they won't bring it here. Ford, you suck. If you send it overseas, why can't you get it here? Simple as that. If you special order a vehicle, they should at least bring one of them here. But no, you guys don't want to do it that way. And all these all these car makers out there getting all these thinking recalls. If you got somebody having problems with their car and they keep on coming back to the dealership, let them switch it out to a car they like at the same value that they bought it from. How hard is that? All these people bitching about thinking their car not running right. When you can't fix an issue, all you're doing is making your name bad. You guys thinking, what was it, 1,300 something complaints with Dodge and Chrysler with the Better Business Bureau? There's some around that kind of ballpark. You got 300, just about 300 complaints with Ford or Chevy. Ford and Chevy is about the same kind of complaints. Around 300 complaints. Dodge is the best diesel. They got the best diesel engine in there. Why can't they put an Allison transmission in that Dodge and it'd be a tank? Simple as that. The only Allison transmission you can get is out of a Chevy. You got semis out there. You can get any truck, any tranny, and any semi. Why can't you do it for regular pickup trucks? Or the Super Duties, all the way up to F550s. Why can't you, in Ford, Chevy, or Dodge, can pick out your own motor that you want and pick out your own tranny that you want? Why? Because they want you to be stuck what they sell. That's all I can think of. They need to do something and fix their things right.